So I promised you guys I would make a video about my time in inpatient, my hospitalization, and yeah, it's a bit late, about a month late, but I am finally making it. I asked you guys, some of you guys on Tumblr, to ask me questions in relation to it, and so I shall answer them here. I just got home from the library. My camera's really bad on my laptop. Anyway, I just got back from the library and I'm home alone, so I thought this was the best opportunity to do so, because I don't see me being home alone again anytime soon. So yeah, here we go. How did you get admitted in the first place? Basically, I was on a really big downward spiral for a while. A lot of things were happening for me, and I don't know, yeah, and my counsellor and my psychologist were both very worried and stuff, and the fact that I couldn't really guarantee my safety as much as I could beforehand. Basically, the week before, my counsellor and psych and my youth health nurse sat down and talked about me, and they kind of decided that they'd try to put me into this acute ward for a little while, but the waiting list was like 3 weeks. So when I went to see my psychologist, she told me about it. I'm just like, I really don't think I can make it that long. And I don't know, she could see how distressed I was and stuff. And I was crying. I sat there crying, as embarrassing as that is. And she was like, yeah, I'm not sending you home. So she called my mum, who took me to the hospital. And from that hospital, they transferred me to the adolescent psychiatric ward. That's like, it's not actually like in the hospital, it's like right outside the hospital. It's like in this house, as weird as it sounds. Like, there's a section that's like acute, which is the psychiatric, you're in immediate danger to yourself or someone else. And then right next door is like the non-acute, which is basically a school program where you go for 4 weeks. That like, I don't know, I can't be bothered getting into it. And I really don't want to make this video too long. Anyway, what happened when they said you were going to be admitted? Like, did you go straight away or come in? Yeah, I think I already kind of explained that. When you were there, did you feel grateful for the help, or did you feel sort of upset or angry because you didn't want to recover? I was relieved first and foremostly because I was really afraid for myself, but there was a lot of, I don't know if resentment's the right word, but yeah, I don't know, I was kind of annoyed as well because of the fact that while they were able to handle my like suicidality and stuff like that, they weren't really equipped to handle the eating disorder side of it, which is really funny because in February, when I was admitted to the eating disorder slash anorexia inpatient program in the actual hospital next to it, they weren't equipped to deal with my depression and stuff like that. So I don't know, by that point I was really annoyed, and I don't know if I'd say that I didn't want to recover, but I was just kind of in a state of ambiguity and ambivalence, and but leaving that place, I'm definitely grateful for them. Some of the nurses were incredible, and I met some amazing people, which I shall discuss later on. Next, how long were you there? I was there in the acute ward for 16 days, which is an average stay. Then I think a lot of the people there do stay longer, like a few months, but they're more towards people that have behavioural, like serious behavioural problems. Whereas me, I'm just, just the danger stuff. So yeah, and then after those 16 days, I went home for the weekend, and I came back to the non-acute ward for their holiday program, which lasted a week. Yeah, if there's any questions about that non-acute ward slash what I did there, just feel free to ask me on Tumblr and I'll answer them then. Were the doctors as horrible as everyone says they tend to be? No. My only complaint is like their inability to follow through for, I don't know if that's the right wording, but basically like all the I'm like putting nurses and everyone into consideration in the term doctors, but like the nurses were incredible. They were like, a lot of them were just really easygoing and stuff. They were all really strict, but I don't know, they just like sat there watching movies with us and just, I don't know, they were, yeah, pretty cool. The doctors themselves were scarcely visible. We got visits occasionally, but yeah, they all worked behind the scenes, rarely handling us directly. But yeah, I had this social worker who, it took her like a week and a half until she finally saw me. Not a social, I meant social manager, but yeah, a week and a half, and I was really pissed off because I was really struggling at the beginning, and I was quite alone and stuff, and she, I don't know, was sick for a while, but then even when she came back, I was asking to see her, but like she was like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, and then she never did. So yeah, but I mean, generally everyone's really awesome there. Who knew about your hospitalization? Obviously my parents, my brother, my really close friends. I'd say Emily, fuck off on Tumblr. She kind of like stood by me like on like the process towards hospitalization, which I'm really grateful for. And like one or two other friends, my best friend at the time, and one of my really close friends from school, but I kind of asked her not to tell anyone because, yeah. But I think like everyone at school and stuff, not really everyone at school, but like in my year or close immediate friendship group, they kind of, I don't know, could just kind of guess where I was due to my hospitalization in February. Who else knew? Yeah, my counsellor, my psychologist. My mum kind of told like a whole bunch of my family, which I really hate her for that, but she kind of told them, like, she's kind of embarrassed, I guess, so she was kind of telling them about how towards my eating disorder, because I knew about the February one. So I don't even know. Anyway, did you make any friends? I made so many friends. Firstly, there was this one boy, he was like 13, and I know we immediately clicked, and he was like my younger brother because my brother's 13. I don't know, we just like hung out the whole time, just watched movies, and yeah, it was nice to be there for him. And he kind of made the time in there bearable. I'm gonna tear up, I really miss him. Yeah, there was this girl actually there that was from my school, but we'd like never seen each other beforehand. And then I don't know, yeah, immediately she kind of just latched onto me, and you know, she kept me busy and stuff. But then there was this another girl that came, and they kind of became biffles because they were kind of like the type of rebellious teenagers, and I'm really not like that. So I kind of just drifted off to the side, and then became friends with the 13-year-old. I don't want to disclose names, you know. But anyway, I also met a boy, and he's super lovely and nice, and yeah, there's a lot of pressure on us to become an item, I guess, but I really didn't want to, and he didn't want to either, because it was really awkward, becoming an item in the hospital. So we kind of decided to wing it and see where things go when we're both discharged. And I think there's 4 more weeks until he's discharged, because he's in the non-acute ward now. But yeah, in the non-acute ward I also made a few friends. Yeah, when I left there, I actually got like goodbye cards and stuff, and that was really cool, because I didn't think I was that likable or stuff like that. But it's really nice to see that people do care, people do like me. Is it unusual to find someone your age there? No, it was a adolescent one. The adult one was like down the road. Yeah, my one dealt with people from 13 to 17, but there was a girl that was in there. She was over 18, but she had her own problems and needed to be there. Tell some stories about the people you met. I think I already kind of did. I'll tell you one story. When I was in non-acute ward, I was really missing my little buddy. And so he started passing notes to me, well, indirectly, like gave them to one of these really nice nurses who'd come into our side and give it to me, because notes are banned, you don't like, they're really strict on that kind of stuff, but I don't know, she was allowing it, and the notes continued for a while until one of the senior nurses on the other side caught us, and she apparently really didn't like it, so she didn't allow it, and that made me sad. But then, near my discharge, we went to the beach for an outing, and I got some shells, and I put them in a letter, and although the letter was like confiscated, they said that they'd give him and the other boy the shells when they discharged, so that was interesting. How did the other patients treat each other? Okay, I guess just like normal teenagers treat each other. Sometimes there's some bullying and stuff. Like the 13-year-old, when I initially met him, one of the boys in there with me, he was like a lad and really rude and kind of, I don't know, high all the time. And he was kind of making fun of him, and I felt really bad for him. I think that's what initially brought us together. But I mean, apart from that, like, I think we'd consider each other friends in there, and it's just like an extended sleepover, minus the screaming late at night and the lockdowns and security and stuff. Was it a female-oriented facility or a co-op? Co-op. How did you sleep there? Very badly. Yeah. Sorry. Did you have a shared room with anyone else? No, I had the biggest room, which was awesome. Each room had like its own colour. Mum's blue, and yeah, there was single, which was really cool and weird, because in the one in February we just had like one massive room with a whole bunch of beds where we slept. So this one was much better, I think. Were there visiting hours when you could see family? Yes, unfortunately. We're showering and whatnot private. Somewhat. You could lock the doors and stuff. I was so paranoid that they had a camera in there, because when I was like, I don't want to trigger people, but I was doing some self-destructive behaviour in there, and one of the nurses was like knocking, was like, "Are you okay?" I'm just like, "Yeah." It's like they knew what I was doing, so I'm just gonna like sit with the idea that it was private, because it helps me sleep at night. Did you have to wear any specific clothing? No, just at first you're not allowed anything with like laces. No, your shoes couldn't have shoelaces when you're on level 2, which is the level you enter when you get in there. And yeah, you're like, pants couldn't have drawstrings and stuff like that. But then, like, after a few days and after you get a psych evaluation and stuff, they'll bump you up to level 3, which is like the normal level, and you're allowed to wear whatever. But I think everything has to be moderate, like no shorts revealing your ass because no one wants to see that. Yeah, that's about it. Were you allowed to straighten and blow dry your hair? You were, but then nurses had to supervise you and you had to ask for it, and I just couldn't be bothered, so. Were you allowed to wear makeup? You were, but again, who has the, like, patience to do that? Were you allowed to keep your phone, computer, and use internet? No, nothing with a camera in it, which really sucked. I was allowed my laptop because of school, because we had a school going like every day. We had to go there for a few hours and stuff. And because I'm in year 12, the final year of school, they allowed me to have my laptop outside of school sometimes with nurses' supervision. And there was internet use with obviously block sites. So yeah, no mobile. That was really hard, but my mum stuck in my phone whenever she came in. So I used it for like half an hour a day, or when I went on leave, for example, come home and just go on Tumblr and stuff. Were there any things you don't agree with that happened to you or your peers while there? Not really, just this guy got one of those shots where like it knocked him out, and I was sad for him. But I think the nurses and doctors just do everything they believe is best for us, and yeah. So I'm kind of rushing because I've got to go to my counselling appointment. What is the best and worst part about it? Best was meeting those people, and I don't know, just experiencing it there. And worst part, I don't know, there was a lot of worst parts. I think just being confined and being stuck with your mood, not having as many distractions despite their prevalence in like recommending strategies and stuff. It was still really difficult, especially like late at night, all the screaming, it kind of terrifies you. But I don't know, I'm just kind of sitting in a state of ambivalence. There was good and bad parts of both, but I think I definitely recommend it for other people. Because this place, especially, they're based on DBT, which is a type of therapy, and it's kind of like more towards, I don't know, borderline as well. Even though I don't think many of the people there had borderline. But yeah. What surprised you most being there? I don't know. Sorry. Did you find inpatient helpful? Yes, I did. They basically, I gathered all the pages and stuff that I got from there in here. There's like a whole bunch of stuff. My most helpful thing was this DBT booklet that was constructed by some of the nurses there, and I've found it really helpful. Like when I'm about to have a panic attack or something, I just sit down and go through it, and it's just like emotional regulation and radical acceptance and just mindfulness and stuff like that, which is really awesome. And yeah, do you feel that the inpatient has helped you at all overall? If so, how? If not, how come? Yes, as I said, it has. Obviously I'm not cured. I'm still going back to old behaviours, but I'm alive, which is something, I guess. And yeah, would you say it has saved you? I think it has. I was taking overdoses by the dozen before going in there, like freaking, I don't know, I don't want to really get into that, but there was shit going on, and I don't know, just being in there stopped me from doing so. And yeah, has being inpatient changed, improved things? While it's taught me new skills and stuff like that, I don't think it's really improved anything, but that's through my own fault, not the places, because I think they do an awesome job. I also got 2 questions from my towards my previous hospitalization. Let me just find them. What weight were you when you were hospitalized? I'm not gonna really reveal that, but they didn't make me gain a whole bunch of weight in February because weight wasn't a problem for me. It was just behaviors and stuff. And now I'm like the weight before I was, before things got super bad with eating. So I'm really upset about that. And when you're inpatient, do you compare yourself to other patients with eating disorders? Okay, in regards to the one in February, yes, all the time. They were all like underweight, and I was the only non-underweight one there, and it was really difficult for me and really triggering and stuff. But I pulled through. And the one in shit, this has been 21 minutes. Holy shit. The one in the other month, no one else there seemed to have an eating disorder. So yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. If you guys are interested, I'll make one about pros and cons of inpatient slash would I recommend it and stuff like that. To make a broad overview of inpatient hospitalization facilities. Just comment below or message me if you'd like that. And I hope this video has been okay, and if you've actually made it through 21 minutes, I'm really proud of you. And yeah, I'm sorry about my ugly face and stuff, but thank you for asking all your questions, and thanks for watching, and I shall upload this when I get home. Goodbye.